Hi guys, I'm here with another vlog and I'm here with another one of my moms. Her name is Itohan and she has got 2 boys, 4 and the second one is just under 2, right?
Yeah, a year and 9 months.
A year and 9 months. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure to meet you.
Same here.
Shout out to all the mothers out there, you know. I'm just wondering, by the time I post this, Mother's Day have come, so let me just shout out anyway. Every day is Mother's Day. Okay, so I'm very, very excited because we're going to be talking about a couple of things. We're going to be talking about lactation because I know I actually get, that's one of the most common questions that people have sent me about my breastfeeding, because I'm still breastfeeding. My son is just under 6 months. I'm still breastfeeding, not exclusively anymore. I give him formula at night, and I've started weaning him early because he's just hungry. So I've just started him on pureed vegetables. So yes, now someone told me that when she sent me an email that she did not lactate for the first 6 weeks. So please explain what is that? I've never heard of, but I'm sure this must be a common problem because I know a lot of women with the first couple of weeks their milk doesn't come in, they just start on formula. So just talk to us about that.
Okay, what happened was that with my first, I'd labored my labor was prolonged, and you know, they kept telling me, I guess I was very stressed, and then I ended up having a C-section, you know, after active labor for like 31 hours. So after that, my baby was taken to the nursery. So the next day he was brought to me, and I was supposed to, you know, try to start, you know, feeding. I noticed that when I put my breast in his mouth, he would just cry and cry and cry. So on my own, I'll try and, you know, press the nipple. I'll see that a little drop is coming out and all that. So they brought the lactation consultants, they brought people to just help me. Maybe because I'm a first time mom, maybe I'm not doing it well. And you know, they all kept trying. And then eventually I got discharged from the hospital. I went home and okay, I was not in Nigeria, so but then I got a bit of support, and you know, they were trying. Okay, take a lot of chocolate drink, take a lot of tea. I was taking
all sorts, I'm sure.
And then I wasn't even using the regular mug. I would use a big, you know, plastic cup. I would make Milo in the morning. I would gob it, and I did all that. But I noticed that while I was in the hospital, one of the nurses that came to my room noticed, you know, everybody would encourage you, do exclusive, do this, and that she didn't say a word. She just looked at me. Obviously, maybe she knew that I was that kind of mom. She just went to the nursery, she grabbed the formula and just put it in my baby's mouth. I was in the passage, I was pushing the baby cot, I pushed the baby cot out of my room. I was trying to make him calm, so he would keep quiet. She just put it in his mouth, and then my baby just went and he slept off in her arms. So while she was standing, she just said, she looked at me and like, so I saw the name on her, it was a Nigerian name. So she just looked at me like, I didn't know she was trying to communicate, like, so I left. So when I got home, he continued, and then my host now looked at me and said, you want to do exclusive with this child? It's not possible. Wow. She went to Walmart, she got formula, and then she came, she gave the baby. And before then, I noticed that my feet started swelling and all that. I called emergency, and I was like, look at what I'm doing, look at what I'm experiencing. I called my doctor and said, do you want to come into emergency? You know that's another room. Of course. So I'll tell you what to do, let the baby cry. I said, why would my baby cry? You know, first time I'm let the baby cry. He won't die. So, you know, when she came, she took the baby from me and just fed the baby. The baby slept off. Now I was in the US for about 6 weeks. I kept having a problem, but a friend of mine just told me, well, I had similar experience, but mine didn't stay this long. What I would advise is keep putting the breast in the baby's mouth so it doesn't stop completely. Maybe something will come out, maybe something, you know. I started like that. But the minute I touched down in Nigeria, my mother-in-law, I went to my mom-in-law's place. The next day I woke up, my cup was full. I was like, how did this happen? So obviously it was psychological. Really? Yes. So it had a lot to do with my psychology. It was my state of, I was stressed, so I wasn't lactating.
You were away from home.
I was away from home. I didn't have the necessary support.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the only explanation I could give.
Because I mean that as soon as you got home,
as soon as I got home, you know, I had someone to take the baby from me. They gave the baby a bath. You know, I could take my bath. I could sleep, wake up. I woke up and my boobs were. I didn't use my pad.
Yeah.
You know, after 6 weeks, I didn't use them. You know, I kept complaining, and you know, and everybody was like, they know. Some said, well, maybe for the first 1 week, 2 weeks, but mine was lingering. And my friend was like, don't stop, keep trying. You know, because of that, I breastfed my first child till it was 1 year and 2 months.
Oh, wow, that's just because I mean. That's really, really interesting. But I think the great thing is the fact that you were advised to keep trying, because if you stopped, it would have stopped. Yeah. But I've never really thought about it in a psychological sense. But what I wanted to ask with the whole lactation thing is, those things that you were trying, they say drink this, drink that. Do you think those things actually make a difference?
I don't think so, because I kept taking. I'll take the full cup of milk. Yeah. I'll make the Milo. They'll tell me make Milo. I went to African shop, got Milo milk. I'll take a full cup. In fact, I need to show you
how big the cup was.
I'll take it first thing in the morning. I'll tell myself again, noon, I'll take it. And then when there is nobody at home, I'll let him cry a little. He's hungry. I'll put the breast for where? Nothing. So at the end of the day, I'll end up giving him the formula. So he'll take the formula and then he will rest a bit. In fact, he eats a lot. Yeah. As a baby, he was really eating. He was 9 pounds plus, so it was big. Yeah. So the breast milk didn't do at all. So midnight I came home, I didn't have to take all that, and I was lactating.
That's amazing. That's actually amazing. So that stress can actually do that to your body. But I guess, you know, forget about pregnancy. Stress does stop certain things happening with your body. Okay. So now the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was postpartum preeclampsia. Now, can you just explain to me what forget about postpartum, because that one I'd never actually heard of. But preeclampsia, for anyone out there who does not know what it is, can you just explain what that is by itself?
Okay. Preeclampsia is a condition where preeclampsia is what comes. That happens in pregnancy when the woman experiences high blood pressure, and then there's protein in her urine. So that's
very dangerous.
It's very dangerous. So because a lot of times when you go for your antenatal, doctors take vitals just to see this thing. Is there protein in the urine? So some good hospitals, most good hospitals, when you go every time they take your urine sample just to test for protein, and once it's there, they know that you are high risk. So for my second son, I was fine all through the pregnancy. I didn't have any of those. My blood pressure was normal. Stable. My urine was okay. I didn't have any issues. So I had my baby. You know, I went for my all the checks and all that, prenatal stuff, and I was fine. And then like my first pregnancy. So you know, when I traveled for my second baby, I was told that I can have a VBAC. You know what a VBAC is?
Yeah,
you know?
VBAC. Let's see if with my second baby I have a VBAC after what I went through, 2 days of labor. A VBAC is vaginal birth after C-section. Okay.
So, and you know, my mom is very special. My mom was like, yes, the Lord would do it, just try it and all that. So
did you have a VBAC?
For where?
For where? I was going to say, what?
So when I got to the hospital, I met my doctor. The first doctor I met, she's Jewish, so she actually believes it. So when I told them that I was interested in VBAC, they said, okay, don't worry, you meet so doctor. She's expert in that area, so she would help here. So I met her, and she said, she in fact she's like a man. She's a grandma, but she's very strong and all that. And she told me, oh, VBAC, you can have a VBAC. And she told me, you know, as the day was getting closer, I'll wake up and then my heart was
I was gonna say, on your mind, you're like, my dad just
like, you know, like active for 31. I'm not even thinking about the days I went into emergency and they said you are just too sick and go back. I went the second day, you're just, you know, and all that. I didn't even count all that. So she said you can. She checked me and all that. She said your service can actually have a 4 kg baby, which was what they told me in my first. So they now ordered for my medical report from the first hospital. So they took their time there, and my doctor analyzed it and all that. But there was a young doctor in their midst. He was young, he's fresh from college and all that. And he said he has this app on his phone. And then what the app does is that they take the woman's age, her height, you know, a couple of information, and then they run it and then they see your chances.
Oh, so I wish that someone had done that for me. So I didn't have to. Anyway, continue.
You know, before he did that, I went on my own and I went online and I checked, you know, success rate. If you've had a C-section, what's your chances of having
a vaginal birth?
A vaginal birth. And I saw the conditions there. If your baby is below 9 pounds, you could try. If you are, you know, so age, if, you know, a couple of, you know, and I checked. I didn't quite tick any of the boxes, you know. So when I got back to the hospital, the nurse said, the doctor actually used the app and your chances was 29. I said, book me for tomorrow. Don't bother. No, I actually said 29%, and I actually said, book me for today. It was like 10 a.m. And I said, okay, no, the theater is well booked for today. So we booked it for first thing. And before then, I actually went into labor because I was 40 weeks now. I went into labor and it was progressing. I went to church, you know, everybody would say dance, do everything. You know how you are between, is this faith? I kept asking, is this faith? Do you want to die? You know, I was just doing all of that. I got back from church and, you know, labor was progressing, and then it went to every 5 minutes. And then suddenly around 3 a.m. I started spacing out. I said, oh, this is what happened in my first brain. I can't try it. Maybe there's a medical condition that nobody has seen. Maybe there's just something I've not the doctors are not aware of. Maybe I can't even, you know, this is just me. Like, I didn't want to, I would rather have my baby alive and be alive than to come to church and testify that after a cesarean, no way, you know. So I went to my doctor, and then of course he showed me the report and said, just 29%, you want to try.
You were like, okay, it's alright.
Thank you. So, you know, I was booked for 7 a.m. the next, 8 a.m. the next day. I was told to be in the hospital by 7. 6:30 I was already in the hospital. I walked into the theater and I said 12 minutes I was out. Wow. I saw everything. By the time my baby came out, the doctor looked at me, thank God he didn't try. It was bigger than my first baby.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, everything was fine. I was discharged after like the 3rd day. I went home, and then I went for, I think my baby's circumcision was not healing properly. Okay. So I decided to see the pediatrician. So the pediatrician is on the 1st floor and my OBG is downstairs. So I went into the office and I was like, I'm here to see the pediatrician, but they also need to see my incision. So as I walked in, you know, the nurse would take the vitals and all that. So she took the vitals. You know, they won't alarm you. She just took it and she said, okay, I'll have to take this again. I need you to relax. Okay.
So at that point, did you think anything was wrong?
I didn't think anything was wrong. So she just told me to relax. She wanted to take it again. So she left. And then this time, it was the senior nurse that came in. So when she came in, she was like, how are you? One of my colleagues took your vitals. He was a bit abnormal. So I just want to be sure she did the right thing. And
check it again.
So I said, okay, that's fine. So she took it again. And then she left. And then she called. One doctor came in. The doctor is actually from Botswana. Okay. So maybe they thought because I was African, now an African doctor would be able to relate with me. Okay. So he came in and he checked me and he said, Itohan, you have a severe case of postpartum preeclampsia. We're going to keep you.
So at that point, were you like, huh? What's that?
I said, what's that? No, and then I said, severe case of. I didn't even understand what they were saying.
So that your blood pressure has just suddenly,
it just went up. So, but I didn't know because prior to that time I was restless. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't even hear my phone ring. My head was splitting.
But you didn't know what?
I didn't know what.
I just had a baby.
I just had a baby. I've not rested. I just need to rest. I couldn't even. If the sunlight is coming, I'm looking for something to. It was later I read about it that you react to light and all that. Those were symptoms that, you know, I didn't know about it. So I know the headache was severe. It was as if my head was splitting. So my sister-in-law just got back from work. So went to the hospital and they were like, they were going to keep you. They were going to keep me. So I called my husband. I said, they're going to keep me, but I think these people are just. My sister was like, you don't know this or they like to exaggerate. There's no issue. You'll be African now. You are fine. And I said, I think I'm fine, but this headache though. And I had taken paracetamol. I went when I was traveling. I went with paracetamol, so I took, and it didn't go away. So while we're in the car, my husband called me and said, Itohan, if the doctor said you should stay in the hospital, I think you should stay. So I said, I told the nurse, I said, give me some time. Let me see the pediatrician, let him attend to my baby, and then I'll come back. So So while I was in pediatrician's office, the pediatrician said, who's... Then the next thing, our phone rang, and she said, we need to keep you. I said, keep me on my side. She said, yeah, they said I shouldn't let you go. Yeah, you need to report to emergency now. Do you want me to call the ambulance? I said, is it bad? She said, it's quite, but I'm standing. And they said, you can drop at any time.
Wow.
And then I told them, I said, don't worry, we'll drive to the hospital. But my baby is 2 weeks. Where do I leave my baby? They said, I can take my baby with me, but I will need an adult to be with me in the hospital. And then my sister-in-law works, and then she has an 8-year-old son. The boy was not allowed to be in the hospital with us.
Wow.
So I was torn between. So what do I now do? So after a while, I just started crying. And Dr. Ita said to me, well, there are 2 ways. You can cry, go home, and then come for a funeral. Or you just stay. I told you she's hard. She's like a man.
You didn't even mess around,
or you just stay and let's
sort this out.
Thankfully, my sister-in-law called our office and that
took time off.
Took time off, which I think was a huge sacrifice because she's paying her bills.
Yeah, wow.
She was, they admitted me.
Thank God.
She took my baby home.
So what is the treatment for postpartum preeclampsia?
No,
and how long did you spend in the hospital?
I was in the hospital for 4 days.
Okay.
Now, what they were doing was, they said they were using a regular drug that they use when they have that, but I wasn't responding.
Okay.
So instead, like every 1 hour, they would check my blood pressure. It kept going up. It got to like 200. So after when I stopped looking at the monitor, I just turned because the more
you do. I mean, the more stress that you're going to get.
Yes, I stopped looking at the monitor. So I think they introduced magnesium something. And that now brought it down a bit. And then the doctor was still saying he's not comfortable releasing me because it's not. Now the thing is that my urine didn't. I didn't have. But they needed to check my liver to be sure that it has not been affected. And all that. So all that bill just came up. In fact, I was crying that will I be well? And then on the other hand, I was thinking of I didn't bargain for this bill. And then they will come and draw my blood. And I'll say, what's that for? We need to check your liver, we need to check your organ, we need to check your heart, we need to...
wow.
So eventually it came down. I think it came to around maybe 180, 170. And I wasn't having the headaches anymore. So, and then another thing was that then they didn't tell me that the effect of the drug would be that I can't walk. So I got up to go and use the toilet and my legs just went... I didn't collapse. My bone, it was like my bones were flexible. It just went like this. So I pressed the button, like I called for attention. And the man said, oh, sorry. And that's the effect of the drug. And then when they fixed the IV, it went into my vein. It was, when they release like hot water. That's the way it was, yes. So the nurse was like, yeah, well, the treatment is we have to do this so you don't have seizures. Oh, yeah, we don't want you to have seizures, we don't want you to have blood clots, so we need to arrest this. Thank God we saw it now. We need to arrest
this. Honestly, I mean, with things like this, you can't really. I know as much as the bill was painful.
Yeah,
just
so my friend now called and was like, "Oh, I'm glad they saw it. I'm glad they saw it. My neighbor died
of the same thing.
Of the same thing." And everybody kept saying,
"And I told them you never heard of it."
I've never. To be sincere, I know that they just say, oh, some women have pregnancy-induced diabetes, pregnancy-induced hypertension, but I didn't know that it can show up, even 2 weeks after giving birth.
Wow, that is amazing.
So what I do now is that I just look out for these signs. So I know that they'll be giving you pepper soup and all those things that look out for.
You're the second or third mom that I've interviewed that has actually said this thing about, the thing is, they're only going to tell you so much. For them, they're doing their job. They're checking what they need to check. But you, as a responsible adult, you know how you're feeling.
You need to have it.
You know how, like, you spoke to someone and they said, no, you're fine. You're African, you're fine. You know how you're feeling. So if you're feeling a certain type of way, it's best to just go and get checked out.
Get help.
Honestly speaking. Because I've never ever heard, I didn't know that it could happen after. I've only ever heard of it during pregnancy.
Now, they tell you that it can come up 6 weeks after. So they are actually on the lookout for it. So when they tell you come for up to 6 weeks, yes, it can show. And that's the funny thing. So by the time I came out of the hospital, I was I was like, I don't even know what I looked like.
Yeah.
I actually signed out on the 4th day because then, you know, I knew I was feeling better.
Yeah.
I was not the way. So when my doctor was saying, we still need to keep you for at least a day, I told them, I said, my sister-in-law has been out of work for 4 days.
Yeah.
She needs to pay her bills. You know, the paycheck is not going to be the same by the time you come at the end of the month. So I need to take care of my baby, and I think I'm fine. I know I'm fine, not just I think I'm fine. So I had to sign the indemnity that was leaving the hospital against doctor's advice. Yeah. But I was fine. I know I was fine. At that time, the headache was no more and all that. You know?
Wow. Well, thank God that you live to tell the tale.
Yeah.
And you have 2 beautiful children.
So, yeah.
But unfortunately, we've run out of time. But thank you so much. I know that this especially is going to help somebody, because like you said, you spoke to someone and they said, oh, my neighbor died of it, and you would have been none the wiser.
Yeah.
So if you're pregnant, after pregnancy, like you said, up to 6 weeks, if you're feeling some type of way, do not think it's normal or, oh, I just have a headache. Just go. I had a lady here who said she had a headache and then she now had facial paralysis while she was pregnant. So you never know what might happen. So it's always best to get checked out. Itohan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best. And if you guys have any questions for her, you can send me an email to marcy@marcy.com and I'll forward them to her. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.